Hey guys, Desolate Magic here, and you hear that? You hear that kind of that train whistle sound in the distance? That's right, it means it's time to jump on the hate train on Ultimate Masters. Now, a ton of people, I know this is going to surprise you, a ton of people on the internet are making uninformed statements and talking out their ass about something. I know, I'm shocked too. I've never seen precedent for that, ever. But that was the last video. What people are just being idiotic about and just massively incorrect about when it comes to Ultimate Masters. This video is about what's legitimately wrong with Ultimate Masters. So let's start with number one, the concern on everybody's mind, the price increase. It's only gone up between 16 and 17%. That's it. Because remember, you got to factor out the blue pack. It's $34.99 for 3 packs. Divide by 3, do the math, $11.66. So it's not that much more, but it's more. I mean, a 16% increase is no joke. Like, that's a lot more than inflation. So, I mean, there's no two ways about it. It was a price increase. But I wouldn't have a problem with a price increase on a Magic set if it's worth more. In fact, I mean, just think of Masters in general. People are all like, oh, it was like $6.99 when Modern Masters 1 came out. That's a lot more than standard. Or maybe it was $5.99. I don't know. But either way, they put enough value in it to make it worthwhile. You were paying more for something that's worth more. You know how the entire world works. Like, if you look at one model year car and then you look at the next model year and it went up a little bit, but they added in all these features and a computer thing in the dash and like more fuel efficiency and, you know, all these premium features, premium sound, premium speakers. You don't say, oh, a price increase. You're like, oh, they made a better car and then put the price up accordingly. There's really nothing wrong with that. What is wrong with that is that the last 2 Masters sets were garbage. In fact, the last 3 sets were garbage, kind of, depending upon how you measure, I guess, the quality of Eternal Masters. So they hyped up Iconic Masters like it was going to be the best thing in the history of the game, and then they didn't put enough good cards in it. Then they did Masters 25, where it was supposed to be like, oh, guys, we're throwing in Modern, Eternal, everything. This is the greatest cards in the entire 25-year history of Magic. And then it was just like, oh, here's some flavorful crap that people kind of liked. I mean, don't mind the fact that it's $1 rare and you're paying $9.99 a pack. I mean, just ignore that. It's so super, well, I was going to say iconic, but Masters 25 was just Iconic Masters 2.0. I mean, can we all agree on that? So strike 1, strike 2, I think people see a strike number 3 coming. I mean, they hyped up M25 like it was going to be the greatest cards ever, and people are like, I want to see this in it. I can't wait to see this in it. Oh, I'm sure they'll put this in it. And then we all look at, you know, preview day or spoiler day. We're like, oh, Shivan Dragon. Oh, my heart. It's the big one. I'm coming, Elizabeth. That's a Sanford & Sons reference. I'm old. I mean, people saw the list and they're like, what is this crap? Yeah, I've heard of the card, but I also have heard of their $9.99 a pack, and I got to pay cash money for them. I'm not paying for nostalgia, okay? I'm paying for results. If I'm gonna pay $240 a box, there damn well better be 300 or more bucks worth of cards in it. I'm just saying, I mean, within the variance, you know. I mean, there's bad boxes and good boxes. I just mean, on average, you would be expected, thus it's called expected value, to pull a good amount of value out of it. So fool me once, fool me twice with Iconic Masters and M25. You ain't gonna fool me again, is what people are saying. So accompanying a price increase is a distrust of the Masters product, where every single time they say it's going to be good and people are going to like it, and I wouldn't say every time, but a lot lately, it's been crap and people didn't like it. Now, looking at the list of 40 cards that we know so far, it is almost impossible, mathematically, for the EV to be low. It looks like they put enough value in it to make it worthwhile. But then again, the first couple days of spoilers, I would have said that about Iconic and M25. People are like, ooh, Jace is in it, ooh, that's in it, ooh, this is in it. But then the rest was garbage. You get the full picture with all the commons, rares, and everything's considered. And it started to fall apart in a hurry. I think the day 1 EV of Iconic was like 190. I mean, that's just pathetic. Or actually, no, I think that one was 241. I remember it being like comically higher than the price by like the thinnest margin ever. But then a week or two later, it was much, much, much lower. It hit very low numbers, like 190 would have been good. So I think people are thinking that Wizards is hyping it up based on, well, nothing, because we didn't know a single card in the sets originally, but they hyped it up like they would be good. This time we know 40 of the cards. In fact, I think we know all the mythics. Plus, you got the 25th pack in them. I mean, that alone is allegedly supposed to be worth $50+. People are pre-ordering them right now on eBay for insane numbers, but that's because people are stupid. On the very next video I'm uploading is going to be my best estimation at the EV of the blue pack itself. So if it contributes the entire price difference between $240 and $335, in other words, it's a $95 expected value, then they're actually just selling you a blue pack on top of an exact same price set. But like I said, the problem with that is the last two were garbage. They weren't even worth $240. So this one better be high. So, I mean, with what I'm seeing right now on the list, I'm going to say that they put so much value in here, it's going to be probably $500 to $750 box EV. So hopefully when we get the full picture, it'll be that. If it's not, I'm going to be raging twice as hard as anybody else because I just ordered, let's just say, 5 digits. It's a 5-digit number worth of Ultimate Masters. And before you're like, wow, Des, you're crazy. 1, I'm that confident that it's not going to be that bad. 2, I'm also very confident that's not how much they're actually going to send me. What you order and what you get are 2 completely different numbers. And 3, with 40 spoilers, it looks pretty damn good to me. Oh, and the fourth point is that even with Iconic Masters and the other Masters being so bad, one I lost like 3% on, I think, maybe, and the other one I made like 7% profit on. So as bad as they are, Masters are Masters. It's like Commander. If people don't like Commander, you're still at least going to be able to get your money out of it. I mean, it's not Plane Chase Anthology where you have to sell it at a loss just to get rid of it. Master sets just simply cannot get that low. They can't. And just FYI, I'm paying about $198 per box at cost. So as long as I can get that out of it after shipping and fees, which I think I can, it won't be a big deal. That said, I think these are going to be $350 to $400 on eBay the day of release. I think there's going to be so much value in here, people are going to want it. As much as I want to say the last couple sucked, I don't think that Wizards made the same mistake 3 times in a row. In fact, there's a rumor floating around, and I think it's a pretty damn valid rumor because this is unusual, the circumstances of all of this. Masters 25 and Iconic Masters did terrible, and this Ultimate Masters was supposed to come out right after it. Because remember, we've had a long time, like about a year roughly, without a Masters set. So Wizards had all these picked out, they had it done, it was printed, ready to go, and then they said, okay, hit the brakes. The last 2 were crap. Is this one any different? Is it good enough? And I guess the answer was no, because they added a blue box topper to it, and those cards are insanely expensive. But that's kind of evidence to the contrary, too. If they're like, what really is realistically going to be the EV the day after release? And they're like, I don't know, 170. Oh, crap. It's Iconic Masters 3.0. Hold it. Let's add a blue pack just to barely just get it up a little bit. But if that's true, why did they raise the price? I think that they raised the price because they looked at it and they're like, you know what? There's so many pricey mythics, so many pricey rares, and there's so many staples. We're talking lands, okay? The value is going to be so high, we might as well just raise the price. So if the blue pack was to compensate for a lower value, why did they add the blue pack and then raise the price? That doesn't make sense. So to me, I feel like it'll be high, but they have had a bad track record of that. So it could be not enough value. We've seen all the value that's in it. Some of these cards that are pretty hot are only hot when they're foil or borderless. That's why I'm worried. That's why people should be mad, potentially, or at least concerned. Maybe not mad yet. What you should be mad about is instead of the 13 or 14 languages that Wizards is, commonly printing Magic cards in, they're printing it in 2. English and Japanese. That's it. I mean, first of all, right off the bat, what even is that? Is that, what would you say, racist, xenophobic? Like, what even is it? Disrespectful? Insensitive? Demeaning? I mean, basically they're saying, okay, Germany, we print cards in German because you have a high enough population and you buy enough of our products that we made a German version of the cards. But when it comes to the really big, important, prestigious ones, you're not worth it. It's just not worth our time and effort to print it in German, so you're just going to have to get the English ones or skip it because just Germany, any place that speaks Spanish, Portuguese, I mean, what else did they cut out? Italian, you're all just not worth our time and effort. Sorry. Yeah, if you want something to be mad about that because it makes no sense whatsoever. But also, it's being printed in just English and Japanese. Here's a pop quiz for you. What country was Battle Bond printed in? If you said Texas, first of all, that's a state, not a country, but specifically Texas, wrong. If you said Belgium, Wrong. 100% of the cards for Battle Bond were printed in the Japanese printing facility. It wasn't because, oh my god, we're sick of this garbage curling paper and low quality ink on, 30-year-old equipment, which is what they're using in Texas. Oh, now we're going to start to actually give a crap about card quality. No, it was because the Texas printing facility did not have the technology to take two cards and optically match them up and place them in the same booster. Their machinery couldn't do it. So Wizard said, that's fine. We're not going to cancel, the partner with thing or just say, oh, they're in different boosters. Oh, well, draft will suck. They said, we'll pay a couple percent more and just get them run off in Japan. No biggie. It would appear that this set is being run off in Texas. Well, the English ones, okay? The Japanese ones are almost definitely being printed in Japan. When you're only printing it in two languages for two countries, and one of them has a printing facility that makes the cards not look like complete ass, and it's a printing facility that you just used for a product last year, and you're charging $335 a box for this ultra premium collector's never before seen borderless set, well, like partially borderless, whatever, maybe have it printed in Japan. Maybe print the English ones in Japan too. My only thought is that they don't pass the flashlight test and some of these are going to be crazy expensive because they use a different purple cork paper that doesn't have the blue adhesive, so it looks different under flashlight. But then again, they have the little foil stamp on the bottom, which I've heard cannot be reliably counterfeited these days. So the fact that they're going to up the price when they've known for 2.5 to 3 years that people have been pissed about the curling paper on non-foils and the garbage print quality, the miscuts, the white fluff on the corners because the cutting blade isn't aligned correctly or sharpened on time, or it's just that garbage of a machine. They're like, no, we're not going to pull a Battle Bond 2.0. We got to save, I don't even know how many dollars, but not a lot, and get them print off at the cheapo facility. For a premium collector's edition product, are you kidding me? You can't spend a little bit more money considering you're charging us more money and make them not look like shit. Are you kidding me, Wizards? This is so outrageously bullshit. Now, I don't know 100% for sure that they aren't being ran off in Japan. It's just the word on the street is they're not. So we'll see. I could be wrong, but boy, if you're going to up the price and then also give people more valuable cards and add a blue pack and all this stuff, you're going to up the value of it. Also up the quality. Do you think people would be throwing as big of a fit if they said, and they're going to be on our Japanese purple core paper with top of the line printing ink and stuff? People would be like, oh, okay, it's a little bit more, but you get more. There's better cards in it and it's on Japanese paper. Okay, like I kind of get it. Like people would still be mad, but they'd at least be more understanding about it. So that's the number one thing that pisses me off about this stupid product. The next is, what the hell? We have absolutely no time to order it. This is just from my standpoint. This doesn't really affect any of you, but I'm going to rant about it anyway. Usually orders are due in 6 to 8 weeks before the release of a set. So normally for standard, or even for like Battle Bond and stuff, I think, we have to place our orders and say, I'll take 3 cases of it or whatever before we know a single card in the set, not counting leaks, which is why those are hilarious. And like I said, they're usually due like 8 weeks out. I mean, I had to place my Ravnica Allegiance pre-orders a long ways back, I'm pretty sure. So now that this is being released in 4 weeks, they're giving us 4 weeks time to get finances and funding and credit available and all this as, store owners and single sellers. It's an absolute scramble. We have like 2 to 3 times less time to prepare for this. Oh, and on top of it, we have to pay more for it. We have less time to get pre-orders from our customers, and we have until the end of the week to make our orders for this product with our distributors. At least that's how mine works. He's like, no, you better get this in by like Friday, and then we're finalizing it. On top of it, we're 4 weeks out and still don't have a full list of all cards so that we can make an informed decision about if it's good or not and if we should buy a lot of it or a little of it. If you're gonna drop this on us with 4 weeks to prepare, at least give us a full damn card list. This is ridiculous. And on top of it, we all got burned on the last 2 Masters set where you told us they'd be amazing, and they weren't. So they upped the price, gave us less time to decide if we want it, and to pre-sell it to our customers, didn't give us a full card list, and then told us to just pay more money and take their word for it. Have you lost your damn minds, Wizards? Because I will help you find them. I will duct tape your brains back into your skulls if that's what it'll take to stop you from doing shit this stupid. By the way, this is why the theory is they were sitting on these boxes the whole time. They've always been printed. They've been sitting on them for probably 9+ months. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, Christmas shopping. Let's do it for the Christmas season. Boom. And they dropped them real quick with no warning, no proper preparation. That's the only explanation I have. There is no logical reason for them to give us this short of a period of time to do all of this. The ordering, the pre-selling, everything. There's no reason for it. The next problems are the foils and the other foils, and the fact that there's 2 foils. I pulled a foil mythic demon of, I think, catastrophes or something like that. It was some real good demon a while back in one of the sets. I was like, ooh, foil mythic, yay, money. Oh crap, they have an alternate art promo version from the dual deck or whatever of the exact same card. My version was a $6 mythic because of that. The other one, there was less of them and they look cooler, but it was from like what, a $20, $25, $30 product or whatever. So there goes the price. Okay, in a normal standard set, 1 in 4 boosters have a foil card in it, and you have, I think, like a 21% chance of that foil being a rare or a mythic. So your chances of pulling a worthwhile, valuable foil is like almost non-existent. It's just not gonna happen regularly. In master sets, every single booster has a foil in it, and they confirmed this one does too. So you're already making 4 times more money on the foils than you would from a standard set, because I think about like 10 to 15, maybe even less, maybe 9%. We'll just say 10%. About 10% of a standard box, the value of it is the foils. With 4 times more foils in Masters, it should be 4 times higher. Now, it's all relative, and it still has to add up to 100, so it's not literally 40% of the value, but it's a lot. So what did they do? Make borderless cards so that it devalues every single money, foil rare, and foil mythic in the entire set. What the hell were they thinking? Let's say the blue pack adds $75 to the average, box EV, because, on average you'd pull a $75 card from it that's borderless. They probably destroyed $75 in the box worth of foil value by just destroying the foil value, because now there's a foil mythic Tarmogoyf. But I mean, is that really what people want, or do they want the foil mythic borderless Tarmogoyf? I mean, if you're going to spend money on something that's needlessly premium, you're going to spend money on the one that's needlessly premium and then some, the more needlessly premium. So in my experience, instead of the average foil being worth 1.4x more than the base card on average, this probably dropped it down to 1.1 on a good day. So almost the same price. So if you pull a foil manland from the set, and then you pull a regular manland, they might not be more than about $3 difference in price. Why? Because there's a borderless out there for $50, and if people are going to spend the money, they're going to spend the money. So they might just be on a whim, I'll pay an extra $3, $4, $5 for the foil, whatever. But if they really want the top tier, rarest, most expensive, coolest looking, most prestigious card, they're gonna go for the borderless one. I'm sure you've all heard the term, nobody ever chooses the middle option. And it's a saying because nobody ever chooses the middle option. They either go cheapo or the best. Nobody goes in the middle just for the fun of it. And right now, the regular foils are right in the middle. So that's another reason I'm pissed off at Ultimate Masters and the way they did this. Making the foils worthless was a very big step in the wrong direction. Now, yes, there will be some worthwhile foil rares in the set, and they won't be borderless, because only 40 of the cards are borderless and 15 or 16 of them are mythics. It should be, what, like 47 to 51 rares in the set, somewhere in that neighborhood? So yeah, like half the rares, you might still be able to pull a very valuable foil version. Now, the other big negative is, how the hell are people supposed to sell this? And I'm going to hit on this in the next video, so I'm just going to, skim over it. Walmart gets a blister pack of 3 of them for $34.99, indicating that the MSRP per pack is $11.66. The sort of suggested-ish MSRP per pack is sort of $13.99 because it's $335.76 divided by 24, but that ignores the blue pack. Well, the blue pack is certainly not worth 0. I mean, that you'd have to be crazy to think that, so you have to factor it in. But how? So they're basically telling stores, okay, nobody's got $335 floating around, so obviously you're going to have to sell them as loose boosters. Well, good luck. I mean, we literally put not for resale on the blue pack, so that'll be a bunch of people reporting you to the WPN police. So that is a bit of an issue, and I'm going to expand upon it in the next video, because it definitely deserves its own video, because it is just comical how badly Wizards screwed this up. That's why it kind of suggests that the blue pack was an afterthought, that they just kind of ran them off and slipped them in. And I saved the best one for last, because this just screams, what the hell were they thinking? Literally, their own staff members on Twitch this morning were kind of making fun of this, or like kind of laughing about how stupid it is. These cards are printed for Eternal and Modern. Mostly Eternal. So we're talking Commander, Vintage, Legacy, and even if you throw in Modern, okay, cool. They have all kinds of crazy mechanics. Persist, Annihilator. I mean, I'd say like, Flash and Indestructible and Flying. I think we all know what that does. But Splice into Arcane. Off the top of my head, I don't remember what that does. There's basically nobody who has every single mechanic in the history of the game memorized. The normal versions of the card have the reminder text, like for Splice onto Arcane. As you cast an arcane spell, you may reveal this card from your hand and pay its splice cost. If you do, add this card's effect to that spell. On the way more expensive, I'm dropping thousands of dollars to trick out and make my commander deck look awesome version, aka the borderless version from the blue pack, it doesn't have the reminder text. There is no reminder text on any of the mechanics on any of the borderless cards at all. So, I mean, you built the deck, you probably know what the card does, but your opponent doesn't necessarily know what it does. And you damn well better get every single word right. I mean, you better think, oh boy, Annihilator 4, was that Destroy, Sacrifice, or Exile? Crap, I just remember that they go away. Oh my gosh, I just realized I got it wrong. It is Sacrifice. I thought it was Exile. Oh my god. So I would have gotten that wrong. But if you misrepresent it to your opponent, that's not good. You're basically accidentally cheating, or you're purposely playing the version that doesn't have the reminder text so that you can cheat. That's even better. You know cheaters are going to buy this, and they're going to constantly go to tournaments and misrepresent the board state, because people already buy that from the vault version of, Burning something Willow, whatever. It's the one that's a creature and a land, and you play it as a land. People play the one that looks like a land because they can fool people because it looks like a land. In fact, a pro player was just caught doing that. So not only are the cards enabling cheating, but also these are for collectors, right? They're not supposed to be played, right? I mean, they will be. Like, if you've got a foil borderless Mikaeus the Unhallowed, it's not that expensive. Like, you could play with it in your commander deck without feeling too bad. So you're the ultimate collector. You are the biggest fan of Mikaeus the Unhallowed. Well, guess what? I picked a bad example because it doesn't apply to this card, but all of the borderless cards have the flavor text missing. So they remove the description of what Undying does. Okay, they removed the description of what Intimidate does. Technically, the original version of the card didn't have that either. What does Intimidate do versus Fear? I don't remember. I can't keep the two straight. But also no flavor text, so like, Reanimate. The peasant version of Reanimate, on the bottom has "You'd better be worth it," a quote from Liliana Vess. That's hilarious. That's awesome. I mean, the card's boring without that. It adds so much to the card. It's like, oh, it's Liliana casting it. Ha ha ha. She's like reanimating something. And I mean, flavor text adds so much to the card. And then they're like, oh, we're going to have slightly bigger, expanded, borderless, full bleed, as they call it, artwork. And then we're going to rip off the flavor text. I mean, if you're going to remove the flavor text to make the text bigger, clearer, less cluttered, more direct so that it's easier to play with the card, why would you do it on the one that's supposed to be for like collectible only, kind of? It's completely contradictory, and then it's like, okay, well, you remove the reminder text too, so it's actually harder to play with it. So it is now, oh, collectible, just put it in your binder, get it graded, whatever. You know, put it in a frame hanging on your wall. It's a collectible. Like, it's crazy expensive. Don't play with this in your deck. Oh, but don't worry. We decluttered it for you by removing the flavor text so that you can play with it easier. What the hell? The lack of thought, the tone deafness to what the community wants and how people actually play Magic and what they want to buy when it comes to products is amazing with this set. I can't even put it into words how dumb the staff members behind this product were at Wizards. Between the 4 weeks to get your shit together to buy this, the price increase that they knew people would not like without stressing, hey, it comes with more and more valuable cards are going to be in it, the removal of flavor text, which is pissing everybody off, the removal of the reminder text that people could just cheat with the card. It's just mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake after questionable marketing decision after, why is it only in 2 languages? I thought you wanted to look woke and diverse, not racist and exclusionary. I mean, there's just so much wrong with this product. And all people are pointing out is the completely likely inaccurate and incorrect point that it costs more, it's just greedy, they raised the price. Well, surprise, dumbass, it raised the price because there's probably better cards in it. It's probably going to be worth more per box. That completely undermines your entire argument. I mean, at this point, people are being so stupid about this that, like, if this comes out and it's a $750 per box EV on day one, people would almost have to apologize for Wizards for whining so much about the price increase because you're still getting double what you paid for. So I think I said a couple back was the last complaint I had about this. I've got a meta complaint to add on to the end here. One, they didn't send out the borderless promos to everyone who placed an order on Hasbro's website. Nobody knows exactly what the parameters are because Wizards is keeping tight-lipped about this, but it appears to be maybe only people who contacted customer service after the fact. Not everyone who placed an order. And also, they're sending the promos to some people who successfully got the boxes ordered and have them in the mail right now, and some people who did not. Hey, I've got an idea. Only send it to the people who did not successfully get an order through. How about that? Also, some people got a $12 promotional kitchen finks, and other people got a $300 or $400 promotional Tarmogoyf. That's nice. Well, some people just said, screw it, I don't want to gamble on that with a 10 to 20% oh crap loss rate on it. They just threw it straight up on eBay, and people are overpaying for them, so, there's that. It's a damn expensive lottery ticket, I'll tell you that, but, if you could get, it for 75 to 100 maybe, I heard it's going even higher, and then pull a $300 card out of it. Pretty good return, better than a scratch off. So the whole, pseudo distribution before this even comes out for real was screwed up. And another problem. A good way to add value and add confidence that there is value into this set would be to put Fetchlands in it. If they were going to put Fetchlands in it, don't you think there would be borderless versions of the Fetchlands? Dump out garbage like Kitchen Finks and Tassiger and put in, actually good cards, like Fetchlands. So it's, at this point, almost inconceivable that they would even put 5, let alone 10 Fetchlands into the set. Unless, ooh, that's part of the big reveal later, oh boy. But why would they have made the Manlands into borderless but not Fetches? That's just so crazy. So I think it's safe to assume they're not in there. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they did put Fetchlands in there just because they raised the price and they want to make sure the value's there. But I think there's more evidence than not that they're not in there. So working on that assumption, hey Wizards, why the hell didn't you put Fetchlands in here? Because you said, oh, we'll just be working in reprints in the future into other products. Okay, well you put Scapeshift and Crucible into Standard, which was stupid. It's disruptive to drafts, it's worthless at the pre-release, except for money, obviously. It's just a waste of everybody's time to even put cards like that into a core set. Oh, by the way, Scapeshift is $8 right now. So let's say it all together now, you guys already know it's coming. I was right. I told you Scapeshift was sub $10 garbage. It only goes in one deck. It's literally called Scapeshift, and nobody wants it. Well, as of July, it was $24.95, but guess what? Oh, it's back down to $8.51 according to MTGstocks.com, which is funny because it's $7.99 on Card Kingdom. Oh, no, I was right about the Elder Dragons too. It's almost like people don't know what the fuck they're talking about, but I do. It's not like I have a 3-year track record of that on my channel or anything. But anyway, this isn't the told you so I was right video, which I should probably make at some point. Fetchlands. If you're done making master sets, aka reprint products, let's go through the 3 remaining options here. 1, you never reprint Fetchlands ever again. They continue to get more expensive until you price everybody out of Modern. Nobody will be able to afford the mana base, let alone the rest of the deck. Option 2, you reprint them in Standard. Well, how did that go last time? It made Standard too expensive for anybody to play. That would be the worst option out of all of these, and I think at this point, Wizards knows it. I think Mark Rosewater was even on record saying, we are never going to print Fetchlands in Standard again. That was a mistake. The third option, which is really the only remaining mass-printed product, they print them in the, I don't know what they're called, but the Battle Bond Conspiracy set block thing, the draft set or whatever. And then just like with Battle Bond and its eternal format reprints and all of its dual lands that people need for Commander, people just bought it because of value and almost nobody actually drafted it. Just like Unstable, they put in borderless lands that looked amazing and everybody bought it for the lands. Nobody gave a crap about the cards in it, although a lot of people did draft it because it was hilarious. But yeah, if you use Fetchlands in the future as a gimmick, as just, oh look, we added $30 of value to the box on average by dropping in some Fetchlands, that's our gimmick to get people to buy it when people don't use it for its allegedly intended purpose, which is drafting. You know what that is? A Masters set. Okay, you just did a reprint set then. If 90% of the people are buying it, opening it, and selling the singles because they're worth so damn much money, that's a reprint set. Oh guys, we got rid of Masters. We're never doing another Masters set, except we're doing another Masters set. It's called Conspiracy 3 or whatever, Battle Bond 2. Oh, but the financial geniuses at Wizards didn't realize that those sell for $3.99 a pack, not $9.99 a pack. All you had to do was keep making one master set per year and put enough good cards in it. That's it. It's that simple. Then people would feel like they're getting a good value. It's like, yeah, it's a more expensive product, but who cares? You're getting more for your money. Who cares? They gotta stop going super conservative and putting just a couple good cards in and then nothing else. That's part of the reason that the other ones failed. Most of the reason was that they let Sports and More sell thousands of boxes on eBay for like $1 profit. That was a mistake. But it didn't help that there wasn't enough value in them. And also they generally overprinted them too. They printed too many boxes. So it's either going to be a disaster by putting it in a standard, a gimmick by putting it in the next one and they're just calling it not Masters and it's Masters, the next draft set, or they're going to ruin every other format by never printing Fetchlands again. Well, those are three great options. In my opinion, every single Masters set should have 5 Fetchlands in it. That should be the rule. It props up the value, it makes people get useful stuff, it's easy to trade, easy to sell on a buy list. Everybody wants it, they maintain their value, they tend to go up long after a reprint. So besides the fact that Fetchlands really should have been in this set, the fact that they made this the last Masters set ever is concerning for the future of cards like that, where they're probably the most universally wanted card in the game. I mean, besides like basic lands and stupid loophole crap. So really, this is a two-parter, the failure to put him in there and then the cancellation of the series. Both of those were disastrous mistakes. This whole thing from start to finish is a dumpster fire. So don't think that I'm like, oh no, everybody's wrong. This is a great product and a great set and I love everything about it. Hell no. It's just people need to stop being so stupid about like just the price, okay? The price is almost none of what's wrong with this entire set. So anyway, now you've got the real story on why this set is terrible. Feel free to share all of these facts with your friends. Hell, just send them the video. Who cares? I mean, I personally love watching other YouTubers rant about their garbage products while I'm playing another one of their garbage products, Arena, which currently is so rigged, I'm on the verge of quitting it. It's gotten that bad. I set a new record with, I believe it was 9 lands. 1 I drew, and then 8 in a row off Doom Whisperer. Roughly with hypergeometric distribution, that's around a 1 in 20 to 30,000 shot. So 1 in every 20,000 games, that should happen. Kind of implies the shuffler's broken, don't you think? On all you dumbasses saying, but that happens in real life. If you don't know how to shuffle properly, yes, you will group up your lands. That is correct. But back in the real world, with real probability, it's a 1 in 20,000 shot. A little bit worse, actually, because every time you pull a land, it gets worse. Because there's 1 less land in the deck. But that's a rant for another video, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.